Approximately 26 million Christians were martyred for their faith during the last century, more than all the previous centuries combined. Today, some 200 million Christians in 60 nations are at risk of persecution. Christian believers continue to be harassed, abused, kidnapped, imprisoned, tortured, enslaved, and martyred for their faith.
I'm Jim Jacobson, President of Christian Freedom International. Our mission is to help Christians who are persecuted for their faith. Our mandate comes from Hebrews 13:3, where we're told to remember the prisoners as if in prison with them and those who are persecuted.
CFI is a non-denominational human rights organization providing aid, advocacy, and Bibles to Christians in areas of intense persecution. To learn more about the work of Christian Freedom International, log on to our website at www.christianfreedom.org.
The mission of CFI is to reach the part of the persecuted church that is the most repressed, most cut off, and most isolated. Please remember the persecuted.
I was born a Muslim, but now I follow Christ. No one in my family knows I have decided to follow Jesus, but I have.
If my father finds out, he will kill me. But my loyalty is to Jesus now.
There are many of us that follow Jesus, but few know we're here.
The war on terror dominates our headlines, but a bigger war is raging in the Middle East, one that no one ever hears about. A war for souls. Muslims are searching for God. 5 times a day, millions pray, "Show me the way to salvation." God is answering their prayers. Now, read these true stories in a startling new book by Brother Andrew, founder of Open Doors International. Secret Believers will shock you, challenge you, and unveil the true war raging today. The battle for hearts in the Middle East. Secret Believers, available at your local bookstore or secretbelievers.org. Unveil the secret.
Worldwide assault on Christians. People, I am talking about the rise of Christian persecution. And here's why this is important. Stop and think about it. If you're going to create a one world religion, then you've got to get rid of those people who would never go along with a one world religion, right? Common sense, step one. And can anybody guess who that might be? You and I, the Christian, okay? And this is precisely why Christian persecution has skyrocketed in recent years. And this is absolutely ironic. How many of us know that Hitler killed 6 million Jews? Right? We all do. And rightly so, that needs to be informed. But how many of us realize that Hitler killed 7 million Christians? You never hear about that one. But that's just the tip of the iceberg, not just back in World War II. Folks, right now, there's over 200 million Christians worldwide who are under the threat of persecution. Right now, our fellow brothers and sisters in Christ across the world are being beaten, they're being tortured, they're being imprisoned, they are being murdered. Why? Because they refuse to compromise on the truth that Jesus Christ is the only way to heaven. And they're being murdered for it. You and I whine that our french fries are not warm in the drive-thru. I don't have time. You need to get the bonus DVDs that come with this. You'll see in graphic detail what they're doing. It's so sick, I won't even mention it to you today. It's happening before our eyes. Get this, folks. More Christians have died for their faith in the last century alone than the previous 19 centuries combined. That's what makes this time different. There's a massive rise. I don't know about you, but it appears to me when you look at the stats, somebody is desperately trying to get rid of those who are standing in their way, right? But folks, I'm telling you, that's not the half of it. People are now projecting it is only a matter of time, folks, before this kind of open persecution comes here to America. Wait a second. Come on, Pastor Billy. Hey, don't freak me out like that, man, because come on, we're supposed to be a Christian nation. You mean to tell me there's Christian persecution on that scale in America? That can never happen, right? People, it not only can happen, you need to wake up. It's already happening. Let's take a look at just a few of the examples of persecution here in the United States, folks. It's getting worse. In recent decades, we know this. The Bible and prayer and the Ten Commandments were taken out of the schools. Lawyers are asking right now in our country that the Bible be placed on a list of books considered dangerous for children. Right now, there's a sharing the gospel is being equated as a form of mental manipulation, people. The media consistently portrays those who believe in the Bible as cultists. They stereotype Christians as being ignorant, homophobic, greedy, hypocritical, and sexually deviant. The U.S. Supreme Court judge ordered the end of school-sponsored religious activities, such as prayers during morning announcements. It's against the law. Tourists visiting Washington, D.C. were ordered by police to stop praying in the rotunda of the U.S. Capitol. The ACLU, get this, put pressure on a town to remove the fish symbol from its official logo, calling it a secret sign of Christianity. A minister was arrested for praying on the steps of the Supreme Court. Arrested! For praying for our nation. A request we know has been made to do away with the Pledge of Allegiance because of its mentioning of God. And hate crime bills are now being considered in our country that would completely silence pulpits across America and imprison not just me, not just pastors, but any Christian who violates them right now. Why, the next thing you know, they're just going to flat out silence the church, right? Folks, you need to wake up. They already are. Watch this.